As a user of Revolut for probably the past 8 years or so, Revolut has been my go-to digital bank since basically forever. It's been my go-to choice when it comes to traveling and spending abroad or sending money abroad, and it's just been an overall great experience with Revolut, as you can probably tell by my long history of talking very good about Revolut and what they're offering. And this should not come as a big surprise. They have long been the company that has been offering some of the lowest fees on the market. They have a smart and user-friendly interface. They give you quick analytics of your spending through the app. They allow you to invest and save directly in the app itself. And it's super hard to have something to complain about when it comes to Revolut. But with a customer support that is getting worse and worse for every day that goes by, and a lot of good features that are being removed from the app, is Revolut actually worth getting in 2025? Let's find out. First off, Revolut is great when it comes to spending. Either if you sign up for the free plan on Revolut or if you sign up for a paid plan, you get access to a MasterCard debit card. The card is also sent to you completely for free if you're on the paid plan, and if you're on the free plan, I think you have to pay around €5 or $5 to have it sent to your address. But outside of that, everything else is completely free. On top of that, you can also start using your card directly online by adding it to your Google or Apple Pay, making it super easy to get started with the app itself. Once you have your account activated and once you're active on Revolut, you can instantly start spending money. But first, you will have to add some funds to your account, and this is also done either through Google or Apple Pay for through your current debit card, or you can make a bank transfer as well. Now, once you have cash in your account, you can easily start spending it, both online as well as offline. And you do get instant notifications every time a transaction is done on your account. Now, on top of this, as you're making transactions on Revolut, all transactions are automatically categorized into different spending categories, such as restaurants, shopping, or travel. And this then feeds into your personal spending analytics. Now, the spending analytics is great if you just want to keep track of where you're spending your money. Maybe you have a set budget for how much you want to spend on shopping or how much you want to spend on travel. So this is really just a great way to make a visualization of your spending automatically for you without you having to sit in a spreadsheet or a Google sheet and do it yourself. Now, on top of this, Revolut also automatically registers any active subscriptions that you have on your cards. And this essentially ensures that it will automatically remind you if you have any upcoming payments. And this gives you time to either cancel or pause your subscription before that payment is going through. Finally, of course, you also have full control over all your active cards on Revolut directly in the app itself, where you can both instantly freeze, remove, as well as add new cards directly on the go. There is an option to add virtual cards and cards for one-off transactions, and I think this is super useful because they can be created to avoid being charged for, let's say you sign up for a free subscription or a free trial of a subscription service, and you don't want to forget about canceling the service. You set up the subscription under a disposable card, they can't charge you in the future, so you don't even have to go back and cancel the services later. Virtual cards are also great if you're shopping on some sketchy website or just a website that you don't necessarily trust, and you don't want to give out your full card details. You can just create a new virtual card for that one-off transaction. And then once that transaction is done, you can instantly remove the virtual card, and then you can add new virtual cards for other transactions in the future. And moving over to travel, obviously Revolut offers a lot of great benefits when it comes to traveling, and they kind of started that way as well. They've always been a go-to option when it comes to traveling abroad. But since that time, they've obviously expanded, and today they offer a bunch of other features. But travel is still one of their main core features that at least I and many other people tend to go for, or the reason why people are actually using Revolut. First off, the MasterCard that you get when you sign up for the platform gives you a card that is accepted pretty much in most countries, if not all countries around the world, and basically anywhere else where a regular MasterCard is accepted. On top of this, Revolut also offers the multi-currency accounts, which is again another feature that I tend to use the most. The multi-currency accounts means that you can instantly convert your currency or your own money into other currencies, for example, into the currency of the country that you're traveling to. This means that you can avoid having to pay currency conversion fees that you normally would have to pay when you spend with your regular debit card when you are abroad. You do, however, have to keep in mind that there are certain fees and limitations. For example, you have a 1% fee that will apply when you reach your certain threshold on how much currency you are converting within a 30-day period, and also if you're converting your money on the weekend. Now, the weekend fees have actually been removed in certain countries. We still have it in Sweden. I know in Norway, for example, they removed it for whatever reason. And I know in a lot of countries they've also removed this. You're still gonna have to pay that weekend fee, even though you're within your threshold, the weekend fee will still be applied. And as always, in some countries, cash is still king. But luckily with Revolut, you do get fee-free ATM withdrawals under certain limitations. Now, depending on how much cash you need, you might want to upgrade your plan as there are certain limits here, starting from about $200 or 200 euros in fee-free ATM withdrawals on the free plan, up to about $2,000 or 2,000 euro for the ultra subscription. And this obviously resets every 30 days. So every 30 days you can withdraw within your limit, and then it will reset again after the 30 days. When you do go outside of your limit, you'll be paying a pretty fair 2% fee, which is basically in line with most other regular banks. And in some cases, it might actually be cheaper than, for example, your traditional bank. Something I'm just gonna note here is that if you're traveling to certain countries, the ATM provider itself might actually charge you a fee, but just be aware that this is not a fee directly from Revolut. This is just a fee from the ATM provider itself. So don't get those two confused. Now, if you are on certain plans, and there are so many different plans on Revolut, so it will take me probably 30 hours to make a full video on Revolut covering everything. But on certain plans, you do get some insurances included with your subscription. And some of these insurances are pretty handy when it comes to traveling, such as a trip or event cancellation insurance. You have car hire access insurance, winter sports insurance, delayed flights, and global medical insurance, which are all pretty great when it comes to traveling. And if you do travel a lot, normally these insurances, obviously depending on which country you're from, obviously a lot of these things are going to be really based on your location here, but in general these insurances are going to cost you quite a lot. So usually if you do tend to travel and if you already have these insurances, the plans might actually pay for themselves just based on the insurances themselves. And moving on to airport lounge access, while I'm not personally a huge fan of this feature, given the pretty lackluster experiences that you actually normally get, Revolut does offer airport lounge access through a partnership with Dragon Pass. Now, you do get discounted passes if you are on certain plans on Revolut, where the regular pass normally costs you around $30 or about 30 euros, and you can select and see all available lounges directly in the app itself. Now, the Ultra plan, keep in mind, comes with unlimited free passes, so if you do travel a lot, you do have free passes anytime you need them at any airport, pretty much. Now, moving over to the a bit more regular banking features, which is savings. Revolut does offer a savings account, and obviously having a savings account is great, and their savings accounts tend to be fairly competitive, at least in Europe. I can't compare for each individual country, but generally in Europe, Revolut savings account is fairly competitive. Now, setting up the savings account is very easy. You can set up different savings accounts in the app itself, and you can save your money in 3 different currencies. You can choose between Euro, Pound, and the USD. Obviously, the interest rate that you get for each are going to be different depending on the interest rate in each individual country. Now, personally, I do not use Revolut for my savings. Instead, I just use my traditional bank for my savings. But if you are in a situation where you're looking for a better way to save, Revolut actually might be the answer that you're looking for. The interest rates are fairly competitive. You have to compare it with your other banks and what they're offering, but just having the interest paid daily and having instant access to your savings without locking them up for a certain amount of period is obviously a great benefit to have. So I wouldn't say no to someone who's looking for savings on Revolut, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend it either. Now, again, taking another step away from the core of Revolut, which is travel, at least still in my opinion, we're going over to investing. Obviously, Revolut has put a lot of effort and resources into making their platform better for investing. And I think they have taken inspiration here from Robinhood in the US, and they saw the success that they had when it comes to investing. Revolut is really spending a lot of resources here trying to make their trading platform way better than it was. They also recently decided to split their investing into a separate app called Revolut Invest for stocks, and they also have the Revolut X app, which is for crypto. The investing platform itself is fairly straightforward, and what you're expecting when it comes to Revolut is user-friendly. It offers a wide range of markets, stocks, crypto, as well as ETFs, with actually over 2,500 stocks currently available and more being added pretty much all the time. Currently, you get 1 commission-free trade every month on stocks or ETFs on the free plan, and up to 10 commission-free trades on the ultra plan. And obviously, there's going to be some differences in between depending on what plan you're on. Outside of the free limit, you will pay the greater of 0.25% of the order amount and the greater of 0.12% of the order amount on the ultra plan. As I've been a Revolut user for such a long time, and this is a discussion that comes up all the time, is that Revolut is getting worse and worse. Some of them are good, some of them are worse. They have added a credit card in some countries. I remember a few videos back talking about Revolut that I was looking forward to them actually adding a credit card, and they eventually did it. It's still not available in Sweden yet, but there are at least credit cards on the way, and I think they're expanding on this. I know they are expanding on offering mortgages, for example, in certain countries, and they're really trying to become your go-to bank when it comes to everything. One feature that a lot of old Revolut users are complaining about the most that has been removed is the old cashback system that we had on Revolut. Previously, you used to get instant cash back on all your transactions made through your card. On the Metal plan, for example, you got up to 1% cash back on all your transactions, which you got paid in cash. Revolut decided to change this into something called Rev Points. And basically what Rev Points is that instead of getting cash, you get points in the Revolut app. And these points can be exchanged for discounts on shopping, travel, airline miles, which you can exchange directly in the app itself. Now the points earned are about 1 point for every $10 or 10 euros spent on the free plan, and goes all the way up to 1 point for every $1 or 1 euro spent on the ultra plan. The problem that most people are complaining about, and I don't like myself either, is that instead of getting actual money back from your purchases, you're just getting points that are locked into Revolut's own system. And what you can spend these points on are just directly up to Revolut. They decide what offers you get and what you can spend these points on. You can't just go on any website and then just decide to use your Rev points for it. Instead, you're gonna have to use the app itself. I'm also gonna quickly mention a feature that Revolut has introduced called Spare Change. Now, the Spare Change feature itself is basically a way for you to earn more Rev points by rounding up all your transactions. But instead of earning or saving that money, Revolut is basically asking you to round up your transactions to get Rev points, which means that you're essentially paying Revolut for points that are locked in their system. And a lot of people are not familiar with the concept, so when they sign up for the app for the first time, they click yes and want to get more points, because who wouldn't necessarily agree with that? They don't realize that they're spending their money on Rev points, and a lot of people are upset about this, and there's a lot of discussion about this where a lot of people are disappointed and they feel like they have been defrauded by Revolut in general. Comparing the 5 different plans that are available on Revolut, depending on which country you're in, the prices and the benefits included in each individual plan are going to be different in each individual country. The benefits are going to be fairly similar, but still, I do recommend you to go on the website to check specifically which benefits and the pricing which is included in your specific country. Now, the plans available are going to be the standard plan, which is going to be completely free to sign up for. You have the Plus account, which is going to cost you about €5 or $5 per month. You have the premium account, which is going to cost you about $10 euros or 10 euros per month. And then you have the metal plan at 15 euros or $15 per month, and the ultra plan, which is going to cost you about $50 or 50 euros per month. Now for the standard plan, you are going to have access to a debit card, which you can order if you want. Now the delivery fee for the standard debit card is going to be about 5 euros. On the plus account, you get the same card that you get on the standard account, but you're going to have access to some options to customize your card to make it a bit more personalized. On the premium plan, you get a completely different debit card in comparison to the standard and plus plan, as you have access to the premium card, which is still plasticky, but it has a different design in comparison to the other plans. On the metal plan, obviously you get the metal card included, which comes in 3 different finishes, so you can select and personalize the card as well if that is something that you're looking for. Finally, on the ultra plan, you have the platinum plated card, which is cool, but still looks fairly similar to the cards you get on the metal plan. So if you're just looking to get the card, I would definitely not recommend it, as the ultra card and the metal card basically looks the same. Moving on to the rev points, on the standard and plus account, you're going to earn the same amount of rev points, which is going to be 1 point for every 10 euros spent. On the premium account, you're going to earn 1 point for every 4 euros spent. On the metal plan, you're going to earn 1 point for every 2 euros spent, and on the ultra plan, you're going to earn 1 point for every 1 euro spent. As for the fee-free ATM withdrawals, on the standard and plus account, you're going to have a 200 euro limit per month, and on the premium account, it is increased to 400, and on the metal plan, is increased to an additional 800, and on the ultra plan, you have access to 2,000 euros a month on the fee-free ATM withdrawals. Then moving on to the fee-free currency exchange. On the standard plan, you're going to have a limit of 1,000 euros per month. On the plus plan, you're going to have access to 3,000 euros per month. And then on the premium metal and on the ultra plan, you don't have any limit at all. So if you are someone who travels a lot, or if you do spend a lot when you travel, then obviously going with the premium metal or the ultra plan is going to be the better option for you. Now that is where the main benefits for standard and plus ends, and we move on to the premium metal and the ultra plan. Now all 3 plans does come with partner subscriptions, and this is essentially a lot of different companies that Revolut is partnering up with and giving you access to their platforms for free. And this can include subscriptions such as the Financial Times, Digital Premium, WeWork Access, and this is a great benefit to have if you are someone who use some of these services. So if you're already paying for these services, you can now get them for free on your Revolut plan instead. Moving on, we also have the everyday insurance, which is going to be included in the plus, premium, metal, and the ultra plan. And moving on to airport lounge access, both the premium and metal subscription do get access to the discounted airport lounge access, which is going to cost you about 30 euros per month, while the ultra subscription is going to give you access to unlimited airport lounge passes. So if you are someone who travels a lot, this might actually be a good option for you if this is something that you see as a good benefit for you. Now the rest of the benefits are just going to apply to metal and ultra, which are a bunch of different insurances like global medical insurance, car hire excess insurance, and winter sports insurance. The only difference here between metal and ultra is that the ultra subscription is going to come with a trip and event cancellation insurance, which means that you can cancel and get a refund for any type of event or trip that you have booked with your ultra card. Now finally, one of the main differences between the accounts as well, which is a benefit that I'm not really using myself, but you might find them valuable, is that the interest that you earn on your savings are going to increase as you go from the standard to the ultra plan. Same with the fees that you're paying if you're using Revolut to invest, and also the fees that you're paying on commodity trading. If that's something that you're interested in, you can read more about it on the Revolut website. And as I said in the beginning, I do recommend you to go on the Revolut website to see which plan fits you the best. But if you are someone who travels a lot, I do recommend you to go with the metal plan, which is the one that I'm on myself. And if you are someone who travels way more than that, then obviously the ultra plan is just going to pay for itself just based on the unlimited airport lounge access. And that is going to sum up today's video, and I'm just going to leave you here with my final thoughts about Revolut. Revolut to this day is still my go-to choice when it comes to a travel card. I like the services that they offer. I think that the design of the app itself is easy to use, it's convenient, they have some of the lowest fees, and when it comes to travel, the benefits are still great. even though Revolut is getting worse over the years and they are removing a lot of the main benefits that initially made me go with Revolut. I still think that the team over Revolut, they are doing a lot of great things and they are trying to improve the service overall. So as a travel card, I would definitely recommend you to go with Revolut. There's not really anything else that is comparable and as convenient as Revolut when it comes to travel. Now, if you are looking for an everyday bank, I don't think that Revolut can replace your traditional regular bank. In some countries they might be able to do it, but obviously it depends on what other types of banks you have in your country. But in most countries, Revolut is not going to be able to compete with a regular bank where you can get mortgages, for example, which Revolut doesn't offer currently. With that being said, if you do want to sign up for Revolut, you can use the link down in the video description. Usually I have some sort of bonus points that you can get when you sign up with the link. Obviously, it also supports the channel as well. But I'm gonna leave you guys there. If you did enjoy, please make sure to leave a like down below. And if you have any questions or if you have any opinions about Revolut, please leave them in the comments, as I love to hear you guys' opinions. But that is going to be it for today's video. Once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video here on the channel.